One go 7:01 p.m. on Thursday, September 26th. Dave Woven Boogie with the Bull. Thursday Night Live, the Florida Storms and Hurricane edition. That's right. Hurricane Helene is on her way up from the Yucatan Peninsula in beautiful Mexico. Although maybe the outer bands are in Tampa. Just before we went live, Donna said a friend of hers who lives in Tampa lost her power. So if you're in the southern part of the state, Miami, Tampa, working its way up to the central part of the state, brace yourselves. It is coming to you in some capacity. According to the last thing I heard, Governor DeSantis said that there are about 18,000 linemen on standby near where they expect Helene to make landfall. At that time, it was in southern or central Florida. And then once she passed through southern and central Florida, they would dispatch the teams to go in and start working on bringing power. And they hope to get it done faster than they have in any storm here in Florida in the past. And DeSantis is usually a good guy. If he says something like that, they're usually ready to do it. He wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. He has been saying all along with Kevin, his emergency management director, I don't remember Kevin's last name, but he and Kevin have been saying, if you get the call to leave, meaning evacuate, please go and evacuate. Don't be a hero. So if you get told to leave, go leave. Because the bigger problem is how they will get in and get you if you're stuck in a flood or damage that may happen to you if you're stuck in a flood. So if they tell you to leave, get in your car and go. He has reiterated several times that in each county in the state, there is at least one pet-friendly cemetery, pet shelter, not cemetery. And I regret that I said that. Pet-friendly shelter. I'm sure I just made Jerry laugh hysterically with that one. Good evening, Jerry. Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion joins us tonight. And how are you guys doing in the central part of the state?
Oh, we're fine. Worse last night than it was today. And today was supposed to be horrible. We're all supposed to be dead by now. How it goes. Yep. They've been calling us 7 times a day for 3 days to evacuate. I'm going nowhere, and neither is anybody else I know. My property doesn't flood. We're not going to have a flash flood here, and we're 30 miles from the Gulf, so I'm pretty sure the storm surge isn't going to bother us. So we're just down to wind and rain. And although trees can uproot or they can be pulled over from the wind, but it was the eye of the storm was too far away to do a ton of damage to where I live. Now Cedar Key is a different story. They get storm surge, they could be underwater. And Cedar Key is a semi-famous place in Florida, mainly because it has a boat ramp out to the Gulf. It is a tourist town, a lot of, restaurants and crap like that, but it's very, very, very small. And people live there year round, obviously. And but I was prepared. I got 2 generators. They both run. Chainsaws. I got what I need. So worst comes to worst, I'll hop on the mower and ride out of here. No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hop on the board right out of
I
there.
got
Gene
a
O'Malley
16.
says, you what?
Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. Got a enclosed trailer. All my stuff is in there. If we had to have left, then I would empty it out and we would leave with that with the dog. But
Yeah.
I'm believing,
Okay.
especially for something like this. If it was a category 4 and it was going to be a direct hit, or say 50 to 75 miles from here, probably 50, I would probably leave. It was going to be a 4, a 3. If it was a direct hit, possibly. I would think about it a lot, especially because of the wife. But category 2 and below, yeah, no, not so
Oh,
much.
there we are. Okay.
You get every one of them is we're all going to die if you don't leave, if you do this, if you're not ready, blah 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 blah. We're all going to die. And I have now forbidden my wife to watch the Weather Channel or anything that Jim Cantori is involved in. That is the specter of death right there. That guy, if he shows up anywhere near your house, you're going to die. Okay, it's so simple. I hate that guy. I've hated that guy for 30 years or however long I'm doing it. I can't stand that guy. And because all they're
Okay.
doing on TV literally is get
Yeah.
that's
Ratings and
okay.
selling it.
The entirety of the storm, besides the eye, is covering Florida, just about the entire state. Very little is not covered with this, but most of that is outer bands. And outer bands, although can be dangerous, the further you get from them, the way less dangerous they are.
Yep. Is it going to come up to us and then turn right and go toward Georgia? Or is it going to turn left and go to Tennessee? Or do they not know? It's just going to get out of Florida. Who knows? It's not on us where it goes
Last
from here.
time,
What do you think?
hold on a second, I'll tell you. Let's see, where is it? There it is. All right. It looks like what's going to happen is it's going to go straight up through Tallahassee to Georgia. And then once it gets up to like the top of Georgia, it's going to start turning into Tennessee. But by that time, it's just going to be like a bad thunderstorm or something. Matter of fact, by the time it probably gets not even a third of the way through Georgia, it's going to be next to nothing. Now, if you look at this, force winds and rain in Jacksonville. Okay, and it's not even to Jacksonville yet. Right now, it is damn near right. The eye of the storm is damn near straight across from where I'm at. And I got to tell you, Dave, we ain't getting jacked. We really ain't.
No. It's
What are
like,
you going to do?
No, I like listening to it with my wife, but the problem is that with everything that's going on in my head, the last thing I want to hear is we're going to die. This is it. It's Armageddon. Say goodbye. Grab your pets and go to a pet-friendly shelter.
Here's the bottom line. People all over the country see a hurricane. They know earthquakes, they know tornadoes, they know hurricanes. Okay, they see these things. They go ooh and ah because of the violence of them. Okay, and then of course they go to devastation because people died or this and that and the other. But in the end, the people going who when they see it coming, especially a hurricane, because a hurricane you see a week before, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks even before it gets to you. The only thing you really care about is if it hits you. If it doesn't hit you, you're good. Okay, you're happy. All right, and that is the bottom line. And it sounds mean, but it is true. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say I'm thrilled it's going to hit anybody, but I'm a lot more happy it's not going to hit me. I can tell you that,
Right.
because I live in a trailer, and God don't like trailers. It goes for
Yeah.
them first. However, um, the continuously watching this disaster stuff on TV. It doesn't matter if you live in Idaho. You are going to get yourself all uptight. All right,
Right.
you really are. And because all this is it's almost like they hope there's devastation. And one can't that person will stand out
Okay.
in a storm, winds going 110 miles an hour, actually asking other people what they're doing out in the storm. And I'm like,
Right.
this guy, I let's put it this way: when the stop sign goes flying through the air, I root for the stop
Yeah.
sign when it comes to him. Quick,
Yeah.
true story, man.
Yeah. We had a guy up in who lived up in the Northeast. I can't remember his name. I can see his face, but he was the guy that Fox Hartford always put in some kind of a station vehicle that was a mini studio, and usually sent him out with a a person who could operate the studio in the whatever vehicle it was, until all of a sudden I guess they didn't want to go out anymore. They just put him in the car and they drove it down, I think the night before, and left it there. And then they would drop him off and
Right.
Hail Mary and all of that. And if everything goes right, we'll pick you up on when it's all out of here.
Yeah,
But
that's nice.
I could not imagine having that job. Only because I would be stupid enough to be the guy who would say, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna go sit out there and show everybody that you can do this while I'm flying around the air in a
Uh,
$75,000 studio car.
let's put it this way: I've been through a pretty bad one, a Category 3. I was managing apartments. Keep in mind, I weighed about 315 pounds. That's important in this story. And in
So
the
you weren't
beginning of the
going anywhere.
storm, I'd run around picking stuff up off the ground so it wouldn't hit people's cars or go through anybody's window and kill them, right?
Yep.
I was watching the fiberglass roof of the pool house like fly 75, 80 foot in the air over all the apartment buildings. It's actually kind of neat. And then the eye came, and it was very, it's very calm in the eye. Sometimes the sun comes out. It's insane. This particular one, it did not. It was cloudy, but it was very, very calm. And then all of a sudden, it started up again. It started up very slow. Everybody went back inside, and I just figured I'd continue doing the same thing. Well, I was standing on a second floor of an outside balcony, and I was watching the roof, and the roof was actually going up and down and up and down and up and down, about to come off. So I said, "Hey, it's time for this. I got to go back inside." So I come down the stairs. I was worried about this tree breaking and crushing me to death. Got through that. Nothing happened. And then as I'm walking down the sideway to my apartment, I'm probably about 75 foot away from the steps, and the wind knocked me on my ass, and I'm laying there laughing my ass off because I know people were watching, and I'm just laughing because I know how comical it had to have looked. And I was like, okay, I can't do this no more. So I got up the stairs, went in the house, and I took off, got my wet clothes off, put on dry ones, dried off, and then I sat in my chair, and it's like I fell asleep because I didn't realize how tired I was walking through that wind and running around outside. And here's the thing: the only car in the damned parking lot that got damaged was my truck. because a guy across the street's fence came loose, all the boards off it, hit the front of my truck, and basically hit it and went all the way around. Out, and there's like boards laying all the way around my truck. No other car got hit. I was like, damn.
Okay, now in order to maintain our politics plus whatever comes out of our mouths theory on Boogie with the Bull, we now cut to Jane O'Malley's political comment of the night. The conspiracy theorist in me can't help but think that these storms may not be from God, but HAARP, trying to destroy DeSantis and the good people of Florida and the South. Fear-mongering as well. How long have you been here in Florida, Jerry?
Since I was about 14, 15, and I'm 60 now, so however long that's been.
40-something years.
I don't want to do the math. Yeah, I don't want to do the math
46
anymore.
Okay, yeah, something like 46 years. But if the people at HAARP really wanted to just take it out, would it be that easy to do it? I'm not exactly sure.
I know there are a lot of people that believe that the government can control the weather. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't really know. The government seems so incompetent to me that it just seems unreal. I don't know. I'm not saying anybody's right or anybody's wrong, but here's what I do know. Florida for centuries has been a target of hurricanes. Centuries. Half of the shipwrecks from the 1700s in our waters inside the 7-mile limit around Florida and even in the Gulf are from the 1700s and were sunk in hurricanes. Obviously, they didn't back then, so they didn't know when they were coming. Yeah. So anyway, Gulf Coast to the tip of Mexico, southern Mexico, is a target for hurricanes every year. Now, there was about, I think, a 25, 30-year period where Florida did not get hit by one hurricane. Now we're getting hit by one or two a year for many years. And one year we got 5. The year that I won, we had 5. Okay. So we're making up for it. Now, why for 30 years we didn't get one, I don't know. Why we're getting this many now, I don't know. When I moved to where I moved, I had no idea we were going to go through this many friggin' hurricanes. Really didn't. No idea. Because I never really paid attention to it, because on the East Coast, they don't hit on the East Coast as we here.
No.
Once in a while. But they get into the warm water. The hurricane, I guess, likes warm water, so not saying it's alive or anything, but I guess it is. Let's put it this way. They all come from Africa, and nothing good has ever come from Africa. Not one damn thing. Okay? Not one damn thing. I've been saying this for years. Not one damn good thing comes from Africa, and all these storms come from Africa. Some butterfly flaps its wings, it builds and builds, and it's an X on the map on the National Hurricane Center map, which is the only ones I will watch and look at because they are the experts. They know what they're talking about. Not Jim Cantore, not the Weather Channel. And the National Hurricane Service does not have a TV show. So that is why, because to have a TV show, you have to have ratings. In order to get ratings, you got to get the whole country watching some disaster. It's about to kill a bunch of people. And I'll guarantee you there's people in Apalachicola right now settling down with their case after case after case of beer for the hurricane party that are not going to be here by tomorrow because they're stupid.
Yeah.
You have a storm that covers up of the state. And if you look at the National Hurricane Service, it'll show you a picture of the storm from above the storm, a satellite picture. And you can't see Florida.
Yeah, it's something like
Tip at the
350
bottom.
miles wide. Yeah,
Yeah, a little tip at the bottom and a little tip on the western panhandle. That's it.
right.
You don't. If you're in the direct path, you don't stay for that.
No,
You don't.
no, no.
Okay. Now there are dumb people in the world, and I'm sorry, I used to be one, but I'm not anymore. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been walking around in a Category 3 hurricane and laughed my ass off when it knocked me down. Okay, but in the end, I live in a trailer. I am pretty well prepared. I'm pretty self-contained in what I need. Got plenty of gas, plenty of water, plenty of food. I also know at anything two or less, there's going to be a gas station and some kind of store open within a day or two. Okay. So
Yep.
I like right now, I got 17 gallons of gas that I will end up having to put stable in to keep it good. I guess for my mower, because I'm not going to use it unless there is an actual hurricane and power goes out. So, but as far as HARP, I don't know enough about it. And I got to tell you, I'm kind of new to the conspiracy theories are true type of thing. For
Yep.
a year. And I don't think I want to know. I'll be truthful. And I'm going to say one thing on this. A lot of people know a lot of things about why things are happening today from our past. And although I agree it is good to know those things, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. However, I think we need to spend more time on a plan for right now in what we're going to do, because nobody is doing that. Now, you can say that Trump is, but you got to remember that can only last 4 years, and at best means nobody kills him, either if he gets elected or during his presidency, and also if he gets elected and it's not cheated from him.
Right.
Because he's one man. And we cannot, as American people, get out of our own way, it seems, to even keep the Democrats out of power while he'll be in office, because we certainly didn't the last time.
No.
And even when we, and I'm not even talking about the Senate. The Senate is a mess. The House is our best shot at a Republican majority that actually will vote against Democrat and Rhino policies.
So you think
and
we'll
we
hold
need
the House?
I really, I have no idea.
Okay.
And that's sad. We should know at this point whether we can hold the House. We got to rate, was it 1 or 2 seats up? The problem is there's a lot of rhinos in the House, so we need to be 15, 20 seats up.
Yeah.
And in the Senate, it's just as bad. We can have a Republican majority of 1, but we need like 10.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the problem. Isn't so much the Democrats as it is the rhinos, who come from a mixed state or area of a state. And they usually will vote the opposite way that they should, even though they're calling themselves a Republican. 99% of the times they were a conservative Republican, which they are not.
No.
I wish I could tell you with any surety that any of the 3 will win. I can't. And that's just a personal thing.
Okay.
Stole it from Trump last time, and the Republicans in the House are a bunch of bumbling fools, and the Senate is run with an iron fist by old Chuckles the Clown. So I don't. What is your opinion? I maybe you know. I don't know.
Is Chuckles smarter than we all give him credit for? I mean, to me, and this will sound bad,
yes.
I always thought that he looked like he was Nancy Pelosi's lapdog, just following a step behind her, chewing up whatever she threw on the ground for him, and that he really,
yeah,
most of the time, to me, it looked like he was in her way.
No, I agree. When Nancy was in charge, Nancy was in charge.
Yeah.
She was in charge of everything. Chuck, I don't know about in real life, but politically speaking, Chuckles the Clown is very intelligent politically. The rest of it, I mean, does anyone really believe that his little picture of him barbecuing or whatever the hell that was real? Does anyone believe that Chuckles Schumer doesn't have some sort of barbecue chef to come out and do it for him? I mean, yeah.
No, I know.
These people are not out of touch, folks. Everybody says they're out of touch. Everybody says they're stupid. Everybody says all kinds of negative things about these people know exactly what they're doing. Now you can take an AOC, she's stupid. Maxine Waters is stupid, but she's a guttural piece of garbage.
Right.
But she is also, when they're given power, people, the amount of people that listen to her is just mind-boggling. Same thing with AOC. And at which point
AOC
they're stupid too.
I think AOC is seeing dollar signs, meaning, the $174,000 a year base salary and the $17.4 million that's going into her assorted bank accounts. And if she's not saying what they want her to say, she's just talking utter garbage that won't hurt them. And because of that, she's going to get her $17.4 million from them every year. And God forbid George Soros buys the House for the Democrats and AOC becomes Speaker of the House. I mean, I can't imagine two of the biggest buffoons having Kamala Harris as president and AOC as Speaker of the House. Other than the deep state would have a field day, because it would be like having Obama as president and I don't know who in the
Nancy Pelosi.
President.
The thing about there's a difference between being intelligent politically and being evil politically and in real life. Yeah. All right, Nancy Pelosi is an evil woman.
It's evil, yeah.
She will slit your throat just as easily as she would smile at you. Matter of fact, she may do both at the same time. I don't know. I believe behind the scenes, she still has quite a bit of power, even though we don't hear from her much. You don't really hear from Nancy a lot. And although I'm thankful not to have to listen to the sound of her voice, it just, you know how it is, right? It's like you wonder what is she doing?
I do wonder a lot. You just don't hear, other than the story of her husband Paul dumping 2,000 shares of Visa before the price was going to go down, which is insider trading. And as we've all said, if you or I got the word and you or I did that, we'd be paying lots of fines to the SEC, and I might be living at Gitmo, waiting for my turn to ride Hillary Clinton with a rope around my neck. I know that's a bad analogy.
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from, but
Hillary's another one. She was the brains behind the outfit. And evil people normally work well together, but they don't trust each other. And I have serious doubts Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton even like each other. But if you see them in public, they're all big smiles, because that's what politicians do. I think Chuck is on the same level as Nancy? No. I think very few people are on the same level as Nancy. And you got to remember, Nancy's whole family is a political dynasty.
Yeah.
In one form or another. She's been learning this crap since she was like probably 3 days old. They popped out, mom got out of the hospital, they gave her a day off, and the next thing you know, Nancy's in class learning how to screw people.
Wasn't her father in politics?
Yeah, he was mayor or something. I don't remember. And then she's got her nephew over in California who does her bidding, So, and he's probably being groomed. Dead before that happens. I really do. Because when you're dead, you don't have to worry about much.
It's just true. You don't pay taxes anymore either. The only two things in life that are guaranteed are death and taxes.
That's true. Yeah.
And, you do pay an estate tax when you die, but you usually leave that to the people who to pay the taxes.
I don't.
No,
I don't. I don't pay anything when I die. I just die, and that's it. Somebody else pays that shit. Not me. I ain't paying shit. Thing is, Kamala would be a disaster. Gavin, pretty much anyone that you know of in American politics right now that is well known would be a disaster as president, I think. And I'm including the Jim Jordans of the world and all that, because they all say what you want to hear, but none of them do anything. They just get on TV. It is exactional wrestling. I mean, the TV shows you watch, the only reason they're on TV is to sell tickets to, say, WrestleMania, or when the matches come to a town near you. Okay, yeah. It's called a studio show. All right. And that's how it used to work. And people would go and see these guys in person. Well, the government works the same way. They fight amongst each other constantly. It's just not usually fist fight. Then they go on TV and talk crap about each other. And then at the end of the day, they all run down to the local bar and hang out and drink and laugh at all of us for believing it. Simple.
Yeah. And they keep laughing. And they keep laughing. Anyway, we got Jerry Michaels from the American Rebellion is here tonight. On Thursday Night Live. We're live on the Dave Globin profile here on Facebook or the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. We're live in a bunch of groups on Facebook. If you're watching and you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down and leave a comment as to why you didn't like it, because I'll worry about that stuff until the hurricanes take us out here in Florida. And I hope everybody laughs, even if you're here in Florida. Try to not get all wound up and crazy in it. I mean, I'm going to be praying to God we go to sleep tonight and wake up in the morning and Florida is still here. But
yeah, we'll be fine, Dave. It's all good. I'm telling you, you will be. Tallahassee, to be truthful, Tallahassee's the capital of Florida. It may not be such a bad thing that it gets wiped out. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Where DeSantis lives too, so I don't know how bad.
Yeah, I'm still pissed at him for trying to run for president. That annoyed me. Jane brought up something kind of important about the Soros buying up all the radio stations. He's buying up a lot of the AM stations, and where you find political talk of any kind is usually on AM.
Still on AM.
And if he's buying them all up, he's also obviously, as she said, buying a conservative radio station. I started hearing about this about 6 months ago, and this is the problem with monopolies. that supposedly we broke in the 30s or 20s or something like that. The government went in and broke up all the railroad monopolies and all of it. And then we had to do it again in the late 60s, early 70s with like the telephone company, Ma Bell. And they broke them up into different companies where they, like in Florida, so it was Bell South, that kind of thing. But they're still doing it today with Microsoft, Google. I mean, try starting a search engine now and see how quickly Google, if you are any good and gain any popularity, because people want to get away from Google, they will buy it up.
Yep. Yep.
The end.
Or they'll bury you.
Name.
They'll bury you. Yep. 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 You need Google to get that search engine out to everybody.
Keep in mind, they also pay the politicians in Washington, D.C. quite a bit of money to keep it that way.
Yeah.
So nothing is going.
Nope. And what Soros did was he didn't really. Well, I guess he got control of something like 200 radio stations because he bought $400 million worth of debt that the company had, and that made him the largest shareholder. Now, for a guy who runs an investment company, that's a smart thing to do. Buy the debt, get control, but also there's complaints that the FCC didn't do the due diligence on all the investigation of Soros now coming in as the new owner. They didn't do any of that. They just green-lighted the deal, gaslighted it, whatever you want to call it, and let it go through. And radio, as far as ownership goes, is a screwed up thing. You want to see how screwed it up is. Like iHeartRadio is like the largest owner of radio stations in the United States, if not the world. They go in. How they got big was they bought a bunch of small networks, individual stations here and there. When you look at it, it's iHeart, but it's 500 companies that iHeart bought. It's like the ultimate pyramid scheme. And when one of their if like all of their stations in Florida are losing money, they sell them. They call up George at Soros Radio and say, "Hey, you want to? They're worth $600 million. Give us $300 million, and they're yours." Because they just don't want the debt anymore. And banks that finance them don't even want to finance them anymore because they don't want the station, because if you default on it, they can't sell it anyway. But go ahead.
Yeah, they're never going to. All they have left to sell is the stuff, the equipment or whatever, and that's not going to go for enough. But we're talking about the FCC. The FCC is corrupt as the rest of the three-letter agencies. How much you want to bet somebody got a whole bunch of money in their wallet or purse or something to let him do that? Because there's no way George Soros should own this much of America. There's no way that the Saudis should own this much of America. There's damn sure no reason that China or any other country should own it. I knew something was very wrong, had no idea what it was in my mid-20s. And I believe it was then, might have been a little later, but when I think it was China, Japan bought Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
That's I don't care where you live in this country, about Radio City Music Hall, even if you just like the only thing Rockettes, but nevertheless, they were famous. It was a piece of Americana. And back in the 20s and 30s, when radio was TV, basically, Radio City Music Hall was, major player in radio. All right. Because, yeah, exactly. And So that was a long time ago, obviously, but Michael Savage was talking about the wipeout of AM stations 15, 20 years ago. I vaguely remember, I don't know if it was Michael Savage, but I vaguely remember hearing about that long ago. But I don't listen to AM. Doesn't
Well,
is if one person owns all the radio stations, and basically was it three people own most of the press, newspapers, magazines, whatever in this country. We wonder why we're where we're at. They have a major propaganda wing for liberal and progressive ideas pre-made. I mean, the Washington Post, the New York Times, they lose money every year. They're not making money, they're losing money. Yet they stay in business. How does that happen?
And then you got like Bezos bought the Washington Post for gazillions of dollars. He's probably not. I mean, I don't know what. He's probably not worried about making his money back. He's going to be Elon Musk's next door neighbor on Mars one day with an Amazon warehouse next to the Tesla Cybertruck.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, but
I have no idea.
They don't keep it to make money. They for them, they make money because it's a major tax break because they lose money in it. The words coming out of it are what they want the words to be. They are setting the narrative for all the stupid people in the world who, by the way, many of us who aren't stupid are much older than the ones who are stupid. And eventually we will all die out. Okay? Hey, it's fact. We will all die out. And the stupid may remain. You look at the generation in high school right now, and you just take a look at them. And it's like they don't know near what we knew. Not even close. Night and day.
They don't.
Okay. They don't understand, at 18 years old, you should have gotten through your parents telling you life ain't fair about 900,000 times, and you realize life ain't fair. You can still be pissed off about it at 18, but these kids are so used to getting chance after chance to pass a test or do this or do that. Everything's an excuse. It's never their fault. No personal responsibility. And this is what will be running the country in another 10 to 15 to 20 years. And we already have a taste of it with people like AOC.
Yep.
Who at some point could be, oh, dear God, take me now.
Soros is going to send all those kids to college, to law school, and they're going to become the attorneys, the state attorneys, although from what I understand, our governor, DeSantis, as he seems to find a state attorney that's got connections to Soros, they seem to disappear. They lose their job. And he's vowed to I don't know if it was a press thing to make him look good, but it seems like that's what he's doing. As soon as he finds one, they're gone. But,
well,
who knows if
all these progressive DAs are starting to drop off of it because people realize, even the stupid ones know that crime is way up. Look at New York. The one guy who wanted, who was all for illegal immigration, starts bitching about illegal immigration in New York City. Now he's been indicted on bribery charge. And he's another one I believe Soros helped get up. I mean, and he's also has some kind of scheme where with foreign interference in an election. Why is it always the Democrats with the foreign interference? Wasn't Trump?
Nope.
Wasn't Trump?
I guess I looked at it when Trump was running in 2015 for 2016 to 2020. I just keep hearing I don't know, 3 million, 3 billion, 5 billion, 7 billion, 8 billion, 9 billion. If he wanted it, he could have just bought it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, listen,
and I still
Elon Musk today, they're selling off all of Alex's Jones's studio and his business and everything.
yeah, he
But
has to
Elon
in
Musk
order to.
on Twitter today, yeah, but Elon Musk today on Twitter asked if he should buy it. Basically, he didn't say that in so many words, but he asked if he should buy it or not. He said, "Look, I think I want to play a joke, and I'm not sure if I should. Alex Jones's stuff is being auctioned off, blah blah blah." Like he wanted to buy it. I don't know what he'd do with it, give it back to him or something. I have no idea, but I thought that was funny. I don't trust Elon Musk much. I see that people are still getting kicked off of Twitter for free speech.
Yep.
However, it is better. I'll give you that. It is better than it was.
It's better than it was, but it's not. It's not.
No.
It's not right yet. And I mean, I go on very rarely now. For a while, I used to be able to link the broadcast to my my X account, and then all of a sudden they stopped. Now to do that, you have to pay to do it. Yeah, so I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's very. I was going on every time we came on.
I mean, I wasn't getting anybody watching, and there was no live chat. But it was nice to know.
I think I had like 50, 75 people one time, and that was over a probably 3 or 4 day period after it had already the show was over. But I just, you know what it is. A totally free speech deal is you put something in there and everybody and if you like it, you're not allowed to turn them in. I mean, I have been turned in just yesterday for posting a video about child sex trafficking. And I posted it to my page and the American Rebellion page.
Yep.
And I was told that it was like spam or something, and I'm trying to get clicks because I wrote on top, "Watch this, it'll ruin your life," because the video is that fucking bad. And it was like a video like you and me sitting here talking at 2 guests, same deal, and it wasn't no cursing, nothing like that, but it just when you heard what one guy had to say about what he has uncovered about child sex trafficking and stuff, that it literally it ruins you. I was like, holy crap. I almost couldn't finish listening.
I got one of those stupid restrictions. I don't remember what they gave me, but it was like you said, using a because it was a boogie broadcast, and it was like you used something to attract a large number of views, a large number of clicks, this, that, and the other stuff. And I remember emailing someone at Facebook that I know and basically said, they've nailed me for doing exactly what the fuck they've been letting me do for 6 years now. Of course I'm here. Of course I try to slam this into as many groups on Facebook as can watch it, because that's the only way I get any views anyway. I mean, if I could put it on my profile and get 50 views every day, I would.
They have a share button, and they get mad when you use it. They have a thumbs up button. They get mad when you use it. Okay, like YouTube, share, and then like the Facebook, and they get mad when you use it. I got this one off of Wimpkin, and I think that may have had something to do with it, because it also said something about taking people off this site to another. And I'm like,
But
but what do you care if they're already on Facebook? People go to YouTube all the time from Facebook to watch whatever
yeah,
video, is on there. What the
right.
hell do you care? They're always going to end up back on Facebook.
But then
What are you
also, if
so
you take,
damn worried? I mean, if you don't want people going to other sites, stop letting them share their sites to Facebook. The problem
right,
is they can't do that because they make money off that shit.
they do. They want to nail me or you for taking, if we took our Facebook broadcast post and slammed it all over the internet, they won't ever come and complain that you did something wrong. You spam the internet because every click they get money. So I would be thinking that they would be all over small guys like you and I to get us to do a broadcast on Facebook and then take it and slam it all over the effing internet to bring people to Facebook. Not that and that's the biggest problem that you hit is a lot of times that's like I go to MeWe and I post things on MeWe and say come over and watch it on Facebook and it's live on YouTube. And most of the people over on MeWe, they left Facebook to go to MeWe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know enough
exactly.
about Wimkin.
That is the problem.
It seems to be like a very good conservative crew of people that are over there. I like the people that I see on your show. I like some of the other shows that I watch. My thing was just trying to build something at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it just didn't catch any. It just didn't catch any views over there. Will I add it? Will I send it there if we keep? I mean, we're going to keep the 7 p.m. Tuesday and Thursday. We're probably going to turn off the 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday. Next week will be the last two of those. Keep the Friday with Bill Muckler, of course, but I don't know. I don't know. I just put it up that I hope.
Facebook,
put it up.
you can't really get ahead in any of them.
Right.
Wimpkin, I was doing pretty good for a minute, and then I decided to, not do it no more. And now all of a sudden, last show I got less than 100 views. That's the least I've ever gotten over there. And things happened along with that during that time. So half of the people that have been with me for years are now gone. They don't want to talk to me, whatever. I don't know. I got a feeling I know why. However, I don't really care anymore. I'll be truthful. I've been doing this a long time. You've been doing it a while. It just keeps getting worse. And, you really, when you start, you think you're going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And it's hard to admit after all these years that you haven't really.
Right.
I mean, you and me, we do shows. We've had every conversation under the sun you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And some of them were ridiculously stupid. Okay. I mean, just we had an argument one night on our show about my pillow for like 20 minutes. Okay. But we were able to do that. Okay. But other than maybe give people a laugh once in a while or not talk about politics one night and just talk about whatever else, like a break kind of thing. I'm not, we haven't changed nothing in politics, and we haven't gotten any, get up and go to where like maybe we could make money at this, or even if just enough to like pay the internet bill or something.
Yeah, that's the only thing I always say. That's the only thing I really want. It's not huge for me now. I left StreamYard. I had to because I couldn't afford to pay $45 a month. Now it's $19 a month.
Ridiculous.
And to be honest with you, I keep saying I'm gonna replace the Chromebook with a new Chromebook. No, I've been watching OBS YouTube videos. I'm really interested in what I've seen, and it's free. The only thing I haven't figured out is it looks very complicated to set up destinations, and I don't know how many destinations you can have. If I can have 500 destinations and I go live on all of them at the same time, and they're all free destinations, so I don't have to pay anything to do it.
I think
I'd love to build it.
RTMPs, and MPs only seem hard. I know they were for me when I first started, but it's only two things you got to put in, and that's
Yep.
the stream URL and the stream key, which you will get from whatever site you want to go live on. You know, like for instance,
Some
you got
sites you have
Wimpkin,
to pay for it.
Facebook,
Some sites you have to pay for it,
all
some
that.
sites you don't.
Once you set up a Rumble stream, once you're setting up the Rumble stream, you go to the page that it goes to, and they're there. Be with that, blah blah, do all that. The only thing I will tell you is, like, I can set up a stream on StreamYard, right? One of them is an RTMP, one of them is Rumble, one of them is Facebook. All right. And all three of them take less than about 2 minutes to set up the whole show, have it ready to go.
Yeah.
That is because I've done it sometimes. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are little tricks here and there. So I'm getting ready to use OBS. There's also XSplit, which is also free. Which actually, back when I first started, I forgot how to use OBS. I'm learning to use OBS all over again because I haven't used it in years. I used to use it, and I also used to use XSplit, which was actually better. I liked it better anyway, whatever that means. However, I'm going to start with OBS, and then once I get that down, then I'm going to check out XSplit and see if it's still better. The graphics used to be able to do stuff and all that, and it was just easier, and I liked it. I've got a couple of weeks left before StreamYard runs out because I am not paying them another $45. That is utterly ridiculous to go up that much money. I don't care if they're sold or not. All of us, and you look at Restream, $18, and you get all the exact same things.
Pretty much. Yeah, and what really bothered me with Restream, with StreamYard, is Guige and his partner. They sold 75% of it for a boatload of money because Bending Spoons, who bought them, is a bigger company, and where they were in their existence was they were either going to have to start something like an in-house streaming service or pull a Zuckerberg and buy one. So that's what they did. And then to just kick the rate up like they did, I thought maybe they were just trying to silence the small guys like us, No,
I think they're just greedy. That's what I think, because they are literally one of the higher priced ones out there. You can go to some of these and they are expensive, but they're for professional. I ain't no professional.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
StreamYard Professional is $300 a month. And it's like a TV station or radio station in your computer. Yeah. But
you can.
We don't need it. I don't
pay thousands.
I just need a camera and a microphone.
Time, I don't, Facebook guy or something can pay out. We ain't them guys, and I ain't paying $45 a month when I went 25 last month. That's ridiculous. You go up maybe $5, maybe, see if people pay 30, 45. You're going to lose half the crowd.
What? Yeah. What they did with me was they went to take my $25, and then I went looking. They changed my monthly fee to $45. I called them, what's this about? Well, it's gone up to $45. Well, no notice. It's going to go up.
Yeah.
And what they said was then they started telling me, we're telling everybody when they renew for September that you're getting all of what you now get in the $45 plan for $25 for the first month. And I said, well, you let me know how many people leave, because pretty much what they're getting for $45 is what they were getting for $25.
I agree. I noticed that, actually. Yeah, I read it.
If I was a billionaire like Trump, I'd set up something that everybody could afford to use for free. And you get a piece of the advertising revenue. what you
I
want.
let everybody fend for themselves, and I sit back and just lay on my money and be happy is what I do. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, there's a lot. The XSplit and OBS, they seem more complicated than they are, and you do have to figure some stuff out. Even I did. And I used to use OBS all the time.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many changes since I used it. They're constantly adding to it. In other words, so there are things you can do.
Yeah.
And it's actually there. You got to set up a room for guests, which I figured out how to do. And even I, Dave, had to go look on Google on how to do it. So it
Yeah.
used to be with OBS and XSplit, you had to use Skype, and you would add the Skype room. Now OBS, at least, has its own room that you can use, which it gives you a link, and then you just give it to whoever, and they show up in that room, and you can add it to the screen. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I wasn't so afraid that Facebook would take Facebook Live Producer away from me all the time, that's what I'd use. Because you can take Facebook Live Producer, you can set up a video chat on Messenger, link that together, and again, you can have as many guests as you want to have in that chat room.
I don't know why. I've tried Facebook,
if I do
the Facebook deal, and it never works on my computer.
Yep.
And StreamYard did.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up using it. But when I quit, I canceled my account. So when I decided to start again, I got I signed back in and, started the account again. And I thought, well, okay, I got to, I can't use the free one. They don't even have the free one anymore. And this here, I use Restream, but Restream only says for like 18 or 20, whatever it is, dollars, right?
Yeah, I think it's 19.
That you can only go live for an hour at a time. And I'm not understanding that because you're on for at least an hour and a half.
We do an hour and a half, and I don't. Oh yeah, I talked to somebody there. There's no restriction. Supposedly, if you take there's a 2-month free trial on Restream, the $19 package. I think there you might be limited to an hour, but I never had that happen. And like you said, we do.
Oh. The only thing I don't like
is Fridays with Bill Muckler, unless he wants to stay. What?
The only thing I don't like is for some reason I can't comment on here, like write out a comment. For instance, what if I wanted to tell Randy he's a jackass? I can't do it. It's annoying. You know what I mean?
Well,
it is.
Restream explained it to me. Restream explained it to me. Then they were honest about it. There's something called Facebook API, and what Facebook API allows is for the host would be able. It's like if I type a comment right now on Donna's Chromebook, the only people that see it are YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, because Facebook API doesn't allow me to do it. But what they said.
Oh no, I understand that. That I get. StreamYard was the same way. But when I went to the American Rebellion page, anybody on the screen could comment on there to the American Rebellion page.
Right.
On Facebook. My page, my personal page, I couldn't do it. My group pages, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let you. And that's because Facebook's an asshole. But
if I bring back the Boogie with the Bull page and use it there, I can comment. I can type comments in there. But every time they try to talk to me about doing it, it's because they want me to charge $200. They want me to charge $2 for people to make a comment. They get a cut of it. I get a cut of it. I just said, no, screw it. I'm not doing it.
Nobody likes me enough to pay $2 to insult me, so I'm not going to do it. I look out for the people.
Come on.
Like Randy,
And,
for instance. I called him a jackass. He may want to say something mean to me. I wouldn't make him pay $2 to do that. That's wrong. That's just wrong. Right, Randy? I'm just joking, man.
I know, Randy.
No,
Randy
you know
likes
what it
to
is. Here's the deal. It's all about the freaking money. It's all about nobody gives a damn about us little guys. We all know. I've known that for years
No.
anyway. Everybody does. It's only the big timers. That's right, jackass. See, I told you I didn't even charge him for that. I should, but I'm not gonna. You know, no, they only care about the big timers because the big timers drive all the money in. You know,
Yeah.
and it's just that simple.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're happy to get 100 views or 200 or 300 while these guys are mad they're not getting 2 million in a week. You know,
Yeah.
so that's the
I
thing.
won't quit.
All right, listen, Dave, I got to take off, man.
Yep.
I'm starving. I am literally getting a headache.
Oh, you should have told me that. I would have
No,
done it
I don't
later.
eat till later.
And
But
Randy
I
delivered
didn't
donuts.
have really lunch, so I didn't. I forgot
yeah,
to eat
go
lunch.
eat.
So
Go eat. Go eat.
anyway, I appreciate you having me on, and
Glad
hopefully
you
we'll
came
do
on.
it again real soon.
Glad you
Hopefully we'll tomorrow, Friday. Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday.
So
You
hopefully I'll
may
live
see me
through the
Friday.
night. And,
Friday, you may not see
Yeah.
me. You probably won't see me Saturday, but you'll see me
Okay.
Friday. Yeah.
All right, I'll take. I'll and Randy, if you want to come on tomorrow night, you're welcome to. Just either let me know or I'll send you a link or something. I don't care. But anybody wants to, just let me know. We will be on Wimpkin and Facebook until next week. Then we're going to be on Wimpkin, Facebook, and probably Rumble.
Yep.
So, well, we'll see. You know, right now, I got to tell you, I don't care that much. So it's be Wimpkin and Rumble, Facebook for now. We'll just go there.
Yep.
Anyway, you guys have a great night. And Dave, thank you again. And good show, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Always a pleasure. Thank you. It was a good show. Thank you. Jerry Michaels, The American Rebellion, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday evenings on Wimpkin. That's 7 p.m. Eastern on Wimpkin and on Facebook. And I would tell most people, watch it on both. Watch it on, because the Wimpkin crowd is in their live chat is a little bit different than they are here on the Facebook side. But watch both. Let's see. I want to thank Randy Rhodes for watching. Jane O'Malley, it's always a pleasure when you watch. It's always a good show when I know that you were watching. Robin Brunson was watching. William Grant was watching. William Grant watched once on the YouTube channel. Okay? So if you're on Facebook and you're on YouTube, sometimes you got to go over to the Boogie Winnable YouTube channel and watch it over there. And maybe before I die, we'll have 1,000 people watch 4,000 hours, and they'll send me maybe 4 cents a week. But again, we're not in it for the money. Go to the Family Treasures Facebook group. Page. Family Treasures Facebook page. And I believe there's more than one. You're looking for the chicken that kind of looks like it's white and tan checked, but it's a chicken. Crocheted chicken. That's the right one. I keep saying I'll get the link and post it, and I keep forgetting to write it down and do it. But I'll get the link and I'll post it on my profile and may even post it in some of the groups. But beautiful handmade crochet items that my wife Donna and our daughter-in-law Angela make, and they sell them at craft shows all over Florida. And do very well. Two very talented people. And you can't get one of these. I have the only one. It's a red, white, and blue pumpkin for Halloween. And I don't know if they'll make any more of those. You'll have to ask them. But let's see. And then they make octopi. Mine's red, white, and blue. His name's Uncle Sam. And dragons. We got the F. We got the bombs. Ordered a bunch of Fs, and the Fs have not yet shown up yet. But they make a lot of great stuff. Ear warmers. Donna's working on got a new knitting machine coming in. I can't think. Her name is Sarah. I can't remember the name of her. She has 2 channels. She and her husband. And Sarah had the knitting machine. I think Donna got, and looks like a lot of fun. Looks like a guy like me could probably just load the yarn in it and just sit there and crank all day long, and then hand it to Don and say, make something with it. But go to the Family Treasures Facebook page. Don't tell them that I sent you because they may charge you more. But go and look, and anything you see on the page, if it is not in the color that you want, message them and let them know, and they will see if they can do it. They will give you prices. The prices are very reasonable. They will include shipping if you're not anywhere in Florida where we can meet and get it to you. Otherwise, a minor shipping fee. But, the best things in life require a little bit of money for shipping. And as long as we're plugging things that, I don't make any money off of these either, but this is the greatest ceramic coffee mug in the history of ceramic coffee mugs. Why? Because the Boogie with the Bull Uncensored mug is truly bipartisan. You can hold it in your right hand and show to the world that you are a leftist, communist wingnut who supports Kamala Harris, and you watch Boogie with the Bull. You can hold it in your right hand, and you can tell the world that you support Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Republican candidates, and that's just the way it is. We have a deal for Democrats. For Democrats, if you order a Boogie with the Bull mug tonight, it is $20. Because it's $10 for the mug and $10 to have it shipped in the beautiful styrofoam case so it doesn't break on its way to you. $20 total. Or if you're a Republican, it's $20 and you get free shipping. So take your pick, order one. I had one. I had it made only because I wanted one because I like drinking out of ceramic mugs, but I've never actually drank out of it. I use my 20-ounce Bubba, 24-ounce Bubba. And I have ideas for a travel mug. I think it is it's a 40-ounce travel mug. It'll cost $35. That does not include shipping, so I have to ask the lady what shipping will be to different places, or just to add a generic amount that will cover it. But you can buy them for $40. No, $35 at the craft shows where she is at. But I think it's going to be black, and it's just going to have the white cow doing its business with the red slash through it and no words on it. So that you'll know that it's the Boogie with the Bull travel mug. That's coming soon. And who knows, maybe one of these days if my 2 favorite crafters ever do anything with their crickets again, we'll have Boogie with the Bull t-shirts once again at some point, because we do have to gotta generate some revenue to pay the $19 to Restream, because it's not free. And that's the only thing that we have to pay for, really. But thank you all for watching. One more time, we'll take a look and see if the number of live views actually went up. Some nights they do. Yep, 63. Started with 7 people watching, 63 people now. Super lucky. Might be 100, 125. If we're extremely lucky, we'll find 150 people we're watching. That's generally what happens. That's generally what happens with us. Randy Rhodes wants to know the name of your wife's site, please. It is Family Treasures, as in FAMILYTREASURES. Family Treasures. And it has a chicken that, if you look at it, kind of looks like it's white and tan checked, but it's a chicken. That's the right one, because there are more than one Family Treasures pages, and there are some Family Treasures groups. Don't get confused with those. I will get the link, and I promise at the end of the broadcast tomorrow, watch Red Friday Morning with Red Morning Caffeine. Red Friday Morning Caffeine with Bill Markle and I tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And after Bill departs and I close out the broadcast, I'll have the link there. And then I'll go over to my Facebook profile and I'll put the link there. I'll even go over and grab the link to the page and start posting it everywhere I can. How do we donate if we are not buying merchandise?
No.
Wait, how do you donate to Boogie with the Bull if you're not buying merchandise? You don't, because I decided a long time ago, Jane, not to be mean when I started doing this. I didn't want people to have to pay any part of the quote unquote production cost, the broadcast cost, the fees, the live stream fees or whatever. I wanted to make sure I took care of that myself. That way I knew it would always be paid. Mainly, I didn't want advertisers on the program, because the problem with advertisers is they start thinking that eventually they get a say in the program based on the amount of advertising that they buy. I had to deal with that with radio in California. They would buy blocks of time on my 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. show, and then eventually they would bother the programming director all the time and say, well, we would like him to do this, we would like him to do that, blah 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 blah. No, didn't want that. Okay, the people that watch Boogie with the Bull broadcasts are the most important people. They should be deciding with me what they want to see on a program. If you want to buy one of the mugs, message Jen Woodruff, and I think they're on an Etsy page that Jen will give you the link. Or if you have Venmo, I think you can Venmo her and she'll order it and have it sent to you. Yeah. Randy Griesenbeck, who is on TikTok now, I think, with Night Owl Entertainment and all of the things that he's doing now that he's not doing politics on Facebook anymore. Randy Griesenbeck designed the bullhead, the red, white, and blue bullhead.
Randy wants to confirm my friend.
And what? Randy wants to confirm what?
Hold on.
Oh, Randy Rose may have sent you a friend request, probably so that you can send him the link to the page, because he commented that his wife Claudette wants to know the name of your site, your page.
Okay.
So Randy, Donna will accept your friend request and then send you the link to the page. Do not bother my wife with political stuff. That's not what she's into. Just if you want to order things from the Family Treasures page, please do, but don't bother her with my bad boy antics on Facebook or my political broadcast.
I invited him over to the page.
All right. Randy, Donna invited you over to the page. So you can give the link to your wife and she can join as well. Anyway, we're coming up on 8:20. I told my wife we wouldn't do an hour and a half. I didn't think we were going to. I thought Jerry would come up and do a little bit on how Central Florida is making out, how we're waiting now in the dark for whatever's going to happen, hoping that we wake up in the morning with still having electricity and the internet, because it's hard to stay at home and spend 18 hours a day on Facebook if you don't have the internet. And I'm not using my cell phone. I can, but I'm not going to. It's actually not very expensive to use my phone, but a little more expensive to do broadcasts if I have to. But I'm not doing any broadcasts. So in the event that we do not have power here at 9 o'clock in the morning, then I'm going to message Bill from my cell phone and let him know that we don't have power. And if that's the case, then there won't be a Boogie with the Bull Red Friday morning caffeine. And at some point, if we get power throughout the day, I'll come back on and we'll do it. But Red Friday, as everyone knows, you wear a red shirt and you take time to remember all of the men and women of the United States military who are deployed outside of the United States and as well here in the United States. Bill decided that if you're on active duty in the United States, you deserve a pat on the back and a high five for being in our military. And that's all it is. You just take a few minutes and talk about that. It's always a good discussion because Bill often wears a T-shirt or a shirt that has a big logo on it, and we get the story about that. A lot of times he wears a red hat that has a troop. I want to say a troop insignia, but it's not really a troop insignia. But you know what I mean. Something on the head of the hat that he'll tell us the story behind that. So we will stay safe. Jade O'Malley, you stay safe. Thank you for watching. Steve Gluck, thank you for watching. Randy Rhodes, always a pleasure when you watch. Sometimes it's a pleasure to have you on. Let's see. Randy Rhodes, make sure you watch Randy's broadcast with Jen. Straight Talk with Jen and Randy, or Randy and Jen, depending on which one of them you ask. Straight Talk with Jen and Randy is Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time. 12 noon Eastern Time. Or 10 a.m. Idaho time. But 10 a.m. Eastern every Tuesday and Thursday. 12 noon Eastern every Tuesday and Thursday here on Facebook. And if it goes other places, Randy will let you know that he's doing that as well. Also, I can never remember the name, but it's All Roads Lead to Your Ancestry or something to that effect. I don't have it written down in front of me, but catch that at 7 p.m., usually Eastern on Sundays. And then, because nice lady who was helping me with cognitive and speech made a nice list for me so I can remember when Boogie with the Bull broadcasts run. Monday morning caffeine, 10 a.m. Monday will be the last, 10 a.m. Eastern will be the last one of them for a bit. Tuesday night live, 7 p.m. Eastern, Dave Woodland profile and Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. Next Wednesday at 10 a.m. will be the last Monday and Wednesday morning caffeine for a while. We're going to put our efforts into Tuesday night and Thursday night live. And then always Red Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern with Bill Muckler. We talk about Red Friday. We talk about Bill's commentary on what is going on in the world. You are welcome to be in the live chat, ask comments or make comments, ask questions of Bill. And he will do his best to answer them. Sometimes we get a little crazy, Looney Tunes, as Bill calls it, but usually we stay pretty much to what is happening politically in the last week and get Bill's commentary on that. So you heard me talking to Jerry. Tomorrow night is Friday, so 7 p.m. Eastern on Wimkin and or on Facebook in the on the American Rebellion blogger page or in the American Rebellion group. You can watch the American Rebellion and be in the live chat, similar to what Jerry and I did tonight. If you've not watched it, please do. I think you'll like it. I will be there. I will be there tomorrow night for at least an hour. Sometimes they usually go an hour and a half. Sometimes they go 2 hours, but I'll be there for at least an hour tomorrow night. And what's Randy and Jen's show called, please? Well, it's actually Straight Talk with Jen and Randy. At least that's what I call it, because ladies should be announced first. So Straight Talk with Jen and Randy, or Randy and Jen, depending. But it is Straight Talk with Randy and Jen, and it runs Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern time. here on Facebook. Randy brings his genealogical knowledge. Jen brings her history knowledge and other interesting things that you want to know. It is a full-fledged video audio extravaganza. Randy brings in things that you want to see, and good music, and he's not using any more copyrighted music, as he said again today. And on that note, I'm going to end this by saying Facebook has a tool, and all they have to do is go to your broadcast, load it up, and in like 30 seconds, they know if you used any copyrighted video and or copyrighted audio. The reason that most people get away with it when they do is that Facebook only sends 500 complaints to a copyright holder at a time. So if they don't have 500, it will just sit there until they have 500. Once they have 500, they send them all out, and that's when you get nailed. Plus, also, some copyright holders, to be honest with you, don't really care about people in our league of broadcasting. They know that we're not making any money off of using their copyrighted stuff, so they really don't care. So they really don't care. I've been nailed a few times, and one guy, it finally got to the point where I had to talk to a lawyer friend of mine in New York who finally talked to the guy and said, hey, he's not gonna write your court case so that you can sue him. So then the guy backed off. But realistically, if you're concerned and you know something is copyrighted when you use it, just say that you used it and you didn't have permission. And if it bothered whoever it was, they'll contact you and let you know. If they don't contact you, then they probably don't care. Anyway, on that note, you have been watching Boogie with the Bull Thursday Night Live, a copyrighted presentation of the No Budget Broadcasting Company. And we will be back Monday at 10 a.m. with Monday Morning Caffeine. Check this one more time and see what we get. 63 people are watching live, so it could be anywhere between 100 and 120, maybe 155, because we sent it to 30 groups. So I thank everybody who watched. I remind people that if you want to be in the live chat that is monitored and you're watching on Facebook, even if we post it in a group or someone else shares it in a group, you want to be in the live chat on my profile because that's the only one that we watch. If you leave a comment on a post of the broadcast in another group, when I get notified there's a comment, I'll go in there and I will read it. I'll usually try to I'll ask you to come watch the next broadcast and we'll address it on that broadcast or message me. But anyway, my wife says I spend more time closing out a broadcast than I do actually doing the broadcast. So it's 8:30. It's time to go to bed because I'm 30 minutes late doing something that I should have done at 8 o'clock. So it's time for me to bid you all good night. Drive home safely. And we'll see you all on the next Boogie with the Bull